Good morning, Barry. It is Heather with Community Chat, and I'm here with Fran at Sidekick Creative, and I am looking forward to learning about Fran and her business and how she could help other people and their small businesses. So Fran, welcome to Community Chat, Barry. And what are you all about?
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much, Heather. It's so wonderful meeting you and talking to the rest of Barry. So I'm Fran Kruse. I'm a content and copywriter and also the owner of Sidekick Creative right here in Barry. So I help entrepreneurs shape their words so they stand out as the powerhouse authority everybody wants to work with and buy from. So what I do is I write web pages, blogs, LinkedIn profiles, and marketing documents like case studies, brochures, client welcome packages. Most small business owners know their business. They can talk about their business, but when it comes to writing it down on a website or in a blog, they're stuck. They panic, they don't know how to write it, they don't know if it sounds great, or because you're a small business owner, you're busy, you wear all the hats. So that's the last thing that they really want to do. And that's where I come in. What makes me a little bit different than other writers is that I've been a serial business owner. I've had other businesses. So when I write for a small business, I get to know everything about them. Their services, what they stand for, their mission, the benefits of working with that particular business, what makes them different from other businesses. But then on the flip side, when I'm writing let's say their website pages, I put on the hat of the consumer or the customer. What am I looking for? What is my problem? And why am I searching on Google? What does this particular small business offer that others don't? Why? How do they work with their clients? Are they credible? Where are they located? When I write the frequently asked question page, for example, that really puts me in the space and the shoes of that consumer. So I sometimes feel that I have two brains in my head because I have to take both perspectives and link them together so that they're communicating, they're talking. And that's how I help small businesses here in Barrie and actually across Canada.
Yes, you'd be able to do all over the place, but it's great to work with local business owners so that you can get to know them and be part of their world with networking when that's allowed. And you'll be able to really get involved in their business as well. But I guess you use Google a lot and their Facebook information to find out everything you can.
Oh, absolutely. But I get so many referrals. I have a wide network. So small business owners are always looking for help.
Absolutely. And so you said I really like your term, serial business owner. I think that's brilliant.
Exactly.
And a good example of the types of wording and choices that you will use for other people. But what type of businesses did you own before?
I had a food manufacturing business. I had a resume and employment services business. And I'm the type of person that reads business books. When you go on vacation and everybody's reading that romance novel, no, I'm usually reading biographies of how other people succeeded, how they failed, because you can always learn from failure,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Or marketing books. That's kind of my passion. And I'm the crazy person that will sit there and listen to the TV commercial, watch the TV commercial, because you know who they're targeting. Maybe they've changed their message in some way. So you're always learning as a creative person. You're absorbing in the world or from other people or from what you're watching or what you're reading. So
That's so cool. Now, what made you decide to start this business? What was the end all decision making for that?
I think it was that circle. You start out maybe in your 20s and you want to be a writer, but life, marriage and kids. And so maybe you go for the safer route, right? You get a corporate job and actually you gain skills,
Mhm.
and knowledge and wisdom as you progress through different career paths. But writing has been always in the back of my mind. On January 1st, when you sit down and you write out your New Year's resolutions, that always had come up. And actually, and in my past, in one of my careers, I did write for resumes and cover letters for people that were looking for jobs, right? Because I was in the employment services field, helping adults transition from book knowledge into the real world. So I just decided that this was just before COVID that I was going to go ahead and make my dream finally come true. And I use all the skills and all the knowledge that I had gained over my past careers to create something that helps other people.
That's amazing. And you know what, you're right. When we are young and we have all this ambition and all these thoughts, we don't realize that it's going to take us 20, 30 years to get what we want and do what we want to do. So absolutely, I'm with you there. So what are your goals over the next year?
Big goals.
Love it.
I'm adding new services to the business. I can't say what they are yet. I'm still sorting all that out and gathering all my people that I'll need and technology that comes into play. There's that, and I'm planning on targeting the US market.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's ambitious, but they absolutely need somebody who knows how to write.
Exactly.
So other than COVID, what do you see your greatest challenges being coming up?
Greatest challenges. Well, it's this way. There's challenges every day, right? In business and in your personal life. You're a busy person with family. Yes, COVID, of course. But I'm the type of person that, yes, alrighty, so a challenge may stop me for a day, but then I always go back to my A plan, B plan, C plan, right down to Z plan. So I even tell my kids, if A plan doesn't work out, what's your B plan?
There's more letters.
Right. Yeah. If a business owner doesn't have the knowledge or doesn't understand something, there's always somebody else out there to help. They can reach out to you. They can reach out to their network. They can reach out on Facebook. Somebody has the answer. It may stop you for a day because you're confused or frustrated or you're just trying to figure it out on your own. And you don't have to do that. There's help all around us, and especially in Barrie.
Yes, absolutely. That, you know what, that's great words of wisdom, because a lot of people, they hit these roadblocks, or I call them hurdles. And
Yes.
sometimes, it is too big to go over. So you go around. It's okay to go around something that you don't know. And like you said, reach out to a lot of the small business owners know what you don't know.
There's a lot of helpful people out there. You're not going to get everybody jumping in, but put it out there because somebody will respond or connect you to their cousin's friend.
That's right. So, Fran, aside from work,
Yes.
What do you like to do? What is your hobby? Or obviously writing was the hobby when you were doing your other jobs, but now that your hobby is your career,
Mhm.
what has filled that gap now?
Well, I've always been into physical fitness. So, eating your vegetables, working out the best way you can. COVID, of course, has been a bit of a challenge, but going out for walks, lifting a few weights in the basement, whatever that is. I've also bought a drum kit, drum set.
Wow.
I know, crazy, eh? It was just a secondhand one, and this was during the summer, 2020, last year. And I'm taking online drum lessons. Now,
Oh, cool.
will I ever start a band? No. And it's down in the basement, so the neighbors really can't hear me banging away. But you know what? It's pretty cool.
I hear it's a really great outlet. So, when you're frustrated and you can just go and do that beat and that rhythm, and it's a focus and it can align your thought pattern, is what I've heard. Does that
Right.
sound right?
Right. Well, it's a bit challenging, and you have to practice, but when you get it, you think, okay, that's one lesson I understood. I'm able to do, and I'm able to follow along. And you then you start the next lesson, and all of a sudden you're back to beginner.
That's great.
It's something I've always wanted to do, and sometimes everyone, whether you're a business owner or not, everybody has their own little fears or can'ts. I can't do that, or I shouldn't do that. But at some point you go, well, why? Go ahead, try it out.
Yeah, worst case scenario is you fail and you learn.
Exactly.
It circles back to what you had said at the beginning, where you just have to keep trying.
Yes. Yeah. You always forward. You might have to take a side step once in a while, but you learn from it and you're moving forward.
So, Fran, is there anything that we miss that we want to make sure that people know that you can supply for them or direct them in the direction that they want to go? How do they get your services? We're going to make sure we have your contact information attached here, of course, but is there anything specific that you want to make sure people know?
Well, if you're starting out, it's really, really important to know who you're targeting. If you think you're going to, as a small business person, if you think you're going to sell to everybody, that's not the case. You have to know who is your ideal client. So I can help with that. When I take on a new client, we spend hours on what the business does, who you're targeting, and all those different other aspects. Basically, I get to know your business. I'm your sidekick partner. And that's why I called it Sidekick Creative, right? You
Oh, brilliant.
always need that extra little help.
And I love the fact that you want to drill down into the target, because you're right. Most small business owners think that they can cover everybody, and you can't. You have to pick your niche. And there are going to be others, but you need to pick your niche. And when you can target that niche, then it grows your business as your niche builds. Rather than
Exactly.
taking it big and trying to draw it in, you need to draw in first and work your way out. It's like a flower blooming, right?
Right. And many small business owners, when they're just starting out, think that their website is about them. No, really, the focus is about your client. And that's why it's important to know who your client is. That's huge. That's the jumping off point for writing.
Yes. And that's brilliant. I mean, everybody has been able to learn so much from our chat today. I feel that the information that you've shared, not only about your business, but about how you run your business, will definitely have people knocking at your door this year. I
Wow.
think that, you've got beautiful ways of expressing yourself, and it just comes across so beautifully in this video for everyone to learn about you and get to know you, that I'm sure you'll get quite a few shout outs here. I know you will from me. So,
Well, thank you.
I just want to make sure that there's nothing else that you wanted to make sure Barry knows.
Oh, I love Barry. Barry's growing. We're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel here. Everybody hang in, be safe, be smart. Always think ahead if you're in business. Think ahead. What are your plans for the rest of the year? What do you hope to accomplish in 2022? Wow. And get the help you need, because it's worth it. It's the investment in you and your business, and it just grows from there.
Well, you know what? This has just been such a wonderful time with you today. And thank you so much for giving me your time and introducing me to your business and to you. And what a pleasure it's been, Fran.
Oh, thank you, Heather. It's been great being here, and I hope I made some sense to some of the business owners out there.
Well, I think you've definitely enlightened everyone. So, well, thank you for listening. And this is Fran at Sidekick Creative, and I'm Heather Hansen with ratedeal.ca, and I am looking forward to talking to you next.